you're doing. And I think, let's hang on. Welcome back to the Young Fan Podcast. Take a little look to your, that way, to your left or your right, I'm not quite sure. It's the opposite for me, it's mirrored. Because Oxford United have just performed one of the best comebacks in, I've seen by Oxford United. It was Shrewsbury-esque of last season. The 3 points, the comeback that Oxford United needed to finish in the playoffs last season. And Oxford United have just done the unexplainable, the unbelievable, and the mind-blowing. I honestly do not know where to start. But Oxford United have somehow gone from me coming on here and being disappointed and saying how we always bottle these opportunities to finish in the top six, to now coming on the podcast and saying how with 15 minutes to go, Oxford United have gone on to win the game 3-2. We're now in the playoffs places. We're in the playoff places. There's still games to be played. But in a game where results went our way earlier. It's a later kickoff. Welcome to the podcast at quarter to 8. Much later than usual, because the game was, of course, at 5:30. But with results going our way beforehand, Oxford United have finished inside of the playoff places. And I cannot believe, and I cannot put my emotion and my excitement into that game. And what I would also say as well, if there's any Gillingham fans watching, you did need that time that you wasted pretty much from half-time. And, pretty much as soon as you went 1-0 up, that time that you wasted, it would have been handy, wouldn't it? It would have been handy. It would have been really, really helpful if you had that time that you'd wasted for about 45 to 50 minutes of the game. Because now, when you've game managed your way all the way to the end, all the way from 2-0 to 2-1, you still were doing it. You were still playing this dinosaur Jurassic Park football that's got results for you this season. Let's be clear and let's be honest. It has got you results this season. You are in a good place. You're in 11th place, and you needed to win today. But in a game that, at the end of the day, you did need to win. All that game management that you did has now come back to bite you back on the backside, because Oxford United have come back and won 3-2 with a goal from Sam Winnall in the 74th minute, and then 2 goals from Sam Long, who I do not know how we got in that situation. From 2-0 down, Oxford United need a win. A point wouldn't have been awful. It would have clawed back a point on Portsmouth, obviously, but at the end of the day, we have managed to come back from something incredible. And from an incredible situation, Oxford United have come back and won this game. Matthew says, come on, you yellows. I'm absolutely buzzing. And I am I'm more than buzzing. I am more than buzzing, extremely, feeling the same 110%. Please do make sure you leave a like on this episode of the podcast and give your thoughts down below. And also, I want to hear, just to make sure we get everyone talking in the live chat, do you think Oxford United can finish in the playoffs? Do you think Oxford United have got what it takes to finish in the top 6? Because from 2-0 down, Oxford United win this game 3-2. And let's be honest, and we'll get to the stuff first. First of all, I'll laugh about Gillingham, I'll joke about Gillingham, all that sort of thing. They did play a game of football. They played a very, very direct. They played a very, 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 very directed, very, very Route 1 style of football. And for a majority of the game, and from when they were 2-0 up, it worked. It worked for them. It really, really did work. And it definitely, definitely helped them out. It really, really did. However, and there is a big however to this, when you're going to put yourself in a situation where you are game manager in it, and when you are really, really trying to suck the football out of a football match, which sounds crazy, but it's true, when you try and do that so much, and when you're putting yourself in that position, and then you go from 2-0 up, and then 2-1's a really dangerous score. 2-0's quite a dangerous score. 2-1 is really, really interesting, because you've got the momentum. We've scored the last goal. And then at 2-2, you're thinking, right, a point is, at that point, I'm thinking a point's good. Well, it's not, from 2-2, from 2-0 down, 2-2 is a good result. But now, where are we? Now, what are we doing? And who knows? And I know I keep saying this, but this win could be the win. This win could be the 3 points that we need to take Oxford United into the top 6. And when we finish in the top 6, if we do, this could be massive. And this did really remind me of that Shrewsbury game at the end of last season. From 2-0 down, we win the game 3-2 with a late goal. And today's late goal came from Sam Long. I messaged you on Instagram saying gutted when Gillingham scored their second goal, and then this happened. You did. You did message me on the Instagram page. You did. And that's the crazy thing as well. At 2-0 down, this season was over. The season was finished at 2-0. At 1-0, and at 2-0, it really did feel like it was over. A loss, I think, would have been over, in my opinion. I think a loss really would have finished this game off. I think finished this season off, and it definitely would have finished the game off. And it felt like it did as well. I mean, it was 2-0, so it didn't finish the game off, but it really felt like it would. Because 1-0 was difficult against a side that we knew how they were going to play. They weren't going to really allow us to do anything. They were going to time waste till the end of the game, which is fair enough. It's a tactic. It's a system that they like to play, and Evans plays and is getting results this season. It's clear, it's obvious, that is what's happening, and that's, for them, it works quite well. For us, this was so important that Oxford United got something from this game, and at 2-0, that looks so unlikely, but at 3-2, I think it just feels like, it really does feel unbelievable. It really doesn't feel like, and I've changed it, I've put the title as unbelievable, the ultimate comeback, we're in the playoffs. It really does baffle me. It really baffled me how, from a position of definitely the season being pretty dead and buried, and I said to the people who I was watching it with, I said, every time we get in a position, and every time we get in an opposition, in a position like that, we feel like we do bottle it. We just do feel like we bottle and don't go and don't take the opportunity to finish in the top 6. We had an opportunity today. We needed to do something. We needed to take this opportunity that was put in front of us. Results, going our way. We had a home game against Gillingham. We knew it was going to be difficult. We needed to go and get something. We need, whether that be a win, ideally, very ideally, a win, and that's what we got in the end. But even at point, you needed to get something from this game, and they did. And you know why they did? It's because they just found momentum. And it's frustrating how it took 75 minutes for us to start playing good, start playing with the confidence and the right football, and the football that has made Oxford United so successful under Carl Robinson and before that as well, but mainly under Carl Robinson. Over last season, this season, you can clearly see what makes Oxford United the side it is. And when we do play this football, and when we do play this high press, keep it on the deck, short, pretty much opposite to Gillingham, when you play that sort of football, and when you do put a team opposite to opposite, when you go from a route one team and a really direct team to a short passing, very not direct, keeping it on the deck, whereas they like to lump it forward, over the defenders' heads, you will find a clash there. You will find a clash, and there very normally is a winner when you do put them, there's normally a slight winner. But it's normally it can end in a draw, but it can also end either way. It can really be very tight games. Basically, it can be really tight games, and when you put these two different systems, these two very different systems together, it does perform a really different and a really interesting encounter between these sides, and it did today. At 2-0, I definitely wouldn't describe it as interesting. I'd describe it as horrific. The way that we were playing was not good enough. It wasn't good enough the way that we played this game. But at the end of the day, it's a thriller. It was exciting, and this is why, and this is another thing as well, this is what you love about football, this is what you love about Oxford United, and it's what you love about this game that we love watching, and we love being part of. This excitement and this just thrill and and just passion that you put into it. And even at 2-1, there was a part of me that believed. 1-0, I still believed. 2-0, I'm not going to lie, that belief was burning away. But at 2-1, and even at 1-0 as well, I did feel something. I felt like there was something that maybe could help us, and there was something that behind that really could do it. Please, every single one of you that's in the chat right now, leave a like on this stream and give your thoughts. I don't care whether it's you didn't watch the game or you didn't watch it, just give your thoughts. I'll ask you the question again. Is this the result that can finish in the playoffs? Do you think, a prediction, no one can tell the future, no one's going to know, but do you think Oxford United are going to finish in the playoffs this season? Again, I don't care whether you watched it, whether you listened to it, I don't care. Every single one of you, do you think Oxford United can finish in the top 6 this season? Because you can see on the screen right now, we are in the top 6. We are in that 6th spot. Yes, there's teams around us with games in hand. People will say it's over. People will say it's too late. Maybe it is. Maybe it is a little bit too late. But at the end of the day, we said we had 7 cup finals after that game against Atkinson at home. We have 7 cup finals. We now have more cup finals to come. This season isn't finished. It isn't finished. We haven't locked down 6th spot, but today we've put ourselves in a position where we're really we are literally in the mix. We are in the mix. We really are. Honestly, I think that was the game to make us get to the playoffs. That's the confidence that I want to hear. That is the confidence I want to hear from Matthew. It is, because there is so much There's going to be, there is now going to be an element of, there is going to be a psychological effect on this now. We are now in the top 6. We officially are in the playoffs for the first time this season. That's the way it is. You're going to have to get your head around it. As fans, as a football club, and as players, we are in the top 6. We've been fighting for this. We've been working so hard to finish in the top 6 all season, and we've finally done it. It's taken us 42 games to finish in the top 6, but we had an absolutely dire start, and we had a pretty horrible run of games a minute ago, as well, before these last 2 games. We've had a dire run in there as well. But when it matters, and when we have got 7 games to perform, when we have got 7 cup finals, as Sam Long put it, and I thoroughly agree with him as well there, when you have got games that are with sheer importance, we are coming through with some important results. 6-0 against Crewe. Now, today was never going to be a 6-0 game. Today wasn't even going to be a 4-1 game against Shrewsbury either. It wasn't going to be like that. It was, Shrewsbury were never going to allow you that room, that space, and they were never going to set up to allow you to score 6 goals or 4 goals. They allowed us to get 3 goals, but that was only really because the way they play. There's 7 people in there right now, every single one of you. Do you think this is enough to finish in the playoffs? If you watched it, give your thoughts on the game. If you listened to it, give your thoughts. If you listen to it, give your thoughts on that. But definitely do. Put in the comments, and I'll be reading every single one of your thoughts out, and we'll be discussing it, and we'll be creating some conversation from your people's thoughts. I want to hear whether or not you think we're going to finish in the playoffs. Matthew's already said his thoughts. He thinks we will. I want to hear from all of you people that are listening right now. Is this the result? Is this the game? Was that Sam Long 3rd goal? He scored a 2nd one as well. I don't think it was going to be spoken about as much as the 3rd one because of how important this 3rd one is. But that 2nd one as well, that header was brilliant, and that finish as well from Sam Long. It's a cross. It's a ball into the box, and he's tucked that away with confidence. A right back this season with the amount of goal contributions. I can tell you how many goal contributions he's got right now. But I tell you something, for a right back that's played centre-back, for a right back that wasn't even intended to be starting in that position. Sean Clare was brought in the summer to play where the Sam Long position that he's making it, where he's making his own. And that's what I love about Sam Long, the resilience, the confidence that this man is just dripping with right now. Let's have a look at this. 32 games played, 84 minutes averages, 2 team of the weeks, 6 goals and 4 assists. That's 10 goals. That's 10 goals. 10 goal contributions in 32 games. Now that is absolutely fantastic. For a right back, that is absolutely fantastic. And let's have a look at those. We'll have a look at those big chances created. 3 big chances created as well. He got man of the match as well, and definitely deserves to get man of the match. But for a right back, who I just said as well, was not even intended to be starting right back, who has definitely been out of the. He hasn't really been a first team player since he's been here. Since he was 8, since he's been here, he hasn't been a first team regular. But that man this season, this man tonight, this evening, whatever you want to call it, has turned up for Oxford United when it delivers and when it means. He's delivered when it matters, and that's what you need from a player like this. Sam Long gets man of the match as well, according to Sofa Squad. I have to agree with him. I really would. Frankie Fig says, what are the rest of your fixtures like? Have you got an easy run-in? Frankie, which team do you support? Just out of interest, what team do you support? I'll be reading out the fixtures. Also, please do subscribe if you're new as well, Frankie. I don't know if you've not already subscribed, but that's for any of you. If any of you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Frankie, we have got a running of. Let's get it up. Let's get who the running is, because the running is important. Obviously, we have got. I'll tell you the exact order, but I know we've got Shrewsbury again. We've got Shrewsbury away. I know that. I'm getting the official one. I know we've got Shrewsbury. We've got still play Burton. We've still got to play Plymouth as well. And Wimbledon as well. Okay, and Wimbledon as well. Matthew says, Sean Clare looks to be a decent midfielder next season. He does, and Sean Clare as well. He was put in a position at the start of the season when where he definitely wasn't playing at Hearts, for example. He definitely wasn't put in the position that he wanted to be. How do I look? Why can it not tell me exactly where our fixtures are? Why can it not tell me exactly where the fixtures are? Bear with. We will be looking at the running, because I think that's very, very important. We look at the running. We were going to talk about it, but Frankie's given us conversation starters, which is what we like to see. So, next up, we've got Wimbledon that's the Tuesday. This Tuesday, we've got Wimbledon. We've then got Plymouth on the Saturday. We then got Shrewsbury, and we've then got Burton. We've got 4 games left. We've got 4 cup finals left. So, Wimbledon, Wimbledon, you give me thoughts. No, out of those points, so we've got 4 games, 12 possible points. There's 10 people in there right now. Every single one of you, please do give your thoughts. And please do leave a like and subscribe. Whether you've watched it, I don't care. Whatever you've done, whatever you've been part of today, whether you haven't been part of it at all. Is this enough to get in the playoffs? Ask some questions. Myself and the chat will answer them for you as well, as best as we can. But let's get people in there right now, because Oxford United deserve it. With a 3-2 win, with 15 minutes to play, Oxford United claw back one of the most important, if not the most important, 3 points of the season. So Frankie, in answer to your question, Wimbledon on Tuesday, Plymouth on Saturday, Shrewsbury the following Saturday. So no Tuesday game in between that. And then the 9th of May. It doesn't even give me a day. The 9th of May, we've got Burton as the final game of the season at home. I think, and I know it sounds crazy, we need to win all of those games. We do, because we are relying on other teams. We are relying on other teams, because other teams have got games in hand. Look at the screen that you're seeing right now. You can see on the screen there is games in hand of others. We've got Portsmouth, who we are hoping continue their crumble. DMG, 12 points from them. 12 points from them, we're getting the playoffs. Confidence. I'd love to see that from 2M Duke. He's bringing the confidence. Everyone else, what do you think? Matthew, you think you're going to get in the playoffs with those games left? Frankie as well. What do you think? What's your running? Who do you support as well, Frankie? I don't know if you were still in here. You asked the question. You might be. Which team do you support? Because this could be absolutely interesting. This could be very, very interesting to see how this goes. This really, really could be. And then the running is very important. The running is very, very important to see. Really, really important to sort of really see where this season takes Oxford United. And at the moment, we've just got to win every game, because we haven't got this sort of thing. We haven't got this sort of cushion, this barrier. We lose this game, it's all okay because we've got games on the other season. We haven't got that. We have not got that cushion. We haven't got that to fall back on. We've got 42 games played. Portsmouth have got 41. So Portsmouth have still got a game in hand on us. They win that game in hand. They are 3 points ahead of us again. So at the end of the day, we've just got to take it as, let's just win every game. All we can do is win the game. We cannot control what Portsmouth do. We haven't got to play Portsmouth this season again. And that's another thing as well. We'll definitely we'll have a look at the other run-ins as well, because the team's still in for a shout. I wouldn't say. Doncaster won today, didn't they? I don't know about you. Doncaster have got 60 points. Oxford United, who of course are the 6th team in the playoffs right now, on 65. So that is a 5-point gap between 6th and 10th. I don't think Gillingham are in it. Gutting for them. Absolutely gutting for Gillingham with their Evans football of dreams. Time wasting for the majority of the game. And I'll say that again. Gillingham are not in the playoff race, and your dinosaur defending and your dinosaur tactics of trying to waste time after you go 1-0 up have come back to bite you, which is a shame. 11 people in there right now. Every single one of you, subscribe if you're new and give your thoughts. TM Duke says Brandon Barker should be back Tuesday, so that'll be a massive boost. Shadipo not doing enough, to be honest. He's not. And we'll look at some negatives, because there are some negatives. Here we go. People are flying in with their thoughts. So I like to see. Matthew Wilson, welcome back. I haven't seen you in the chat for a while. Welcome everybody. Get in here right now. Leave a like. Get your thoughts in. I want to hear from you. Every single one of you. Thoughts in the chat. I'll be reading them out. We'll be talking about it. And in the answer to your question, Duke, I know it's not really a question, but in answer to your point about Shadipo not doing enough and needing Barker, he looks like he should be fit for Tuesday. And if he is fit for Tuesday, well, that's fantastic, because Brandon Barker is a different class player. I spoke about it on the radio. Little flex there, little mic drop there about me going on the radio on Tuesday after the Shrewsbury game. That's why there wasn't a match reaction. But we spoke about it on there. We spoke about how Shadipo is definitely got the potential. He's definitely a little bit hit and miss at times, but generally, Brandon Barker is that next level. Brandon Barker is that next level player. He's your different gravy. He's your different sort of player. He's your different custard. Whatever you want to call it, he's that different level forward. And that's what I love about Brandon Barker. Shadipo's not bad. Shadipo's not poor. But in situations, he's very frustrating. And Brandon Barker is that next level. And he's inconsistent, as I've just seen Paul say there. Paul also says, we've got this. I'm confident for the playoffs. I love to see it. Confidence is so important. Every single one of you, please do leave a like and get your thoughts in, as everyone is right now. Be part of it. Do not miss out. Be part of it. Because I don't know how many 3-2, 2-0 comebacks we're going to come from here, boys and girls. I don't know. I don't know how many comebacks we're going to get, but make sure you make the most of it, because people are flying their thoughts in. Matthew Wilson says, Super Sam Long, get in there. 100% agree with you. Sam Long is a mastermind. 10 goal involvements this season from a right back that's been playing centre-back at the start of the season. What on earth is going on? unbelievable stuff. Charlie says, well then, some huge limbs today. More than limbs, mate. Absolutely. Limbs fell off. It was that good. My limbs were all over the shop. It was that big a result, and that's what I love to see it. Great result. I love to see it. Matthew says, where was Mark Sykes today? He was injured. Apparently had a knock against Tuesday, but he should be fit for next Tuesday. Next game against Wimbledon. He should be fit for that game. A little knock on last Tuesday, so hopefully he should be okay. Wimbledon on Tuesday, another side we can't underestimate. You can't underestimate any team in this league, Charlie. You're spot on there. You cannot underestimate any team. I do think at times, I think we may have underestimated Gillingham a little bit. They started strong. They started off firing. They started off a very, very good side. They were 2-0 up. You know, it took 2-0 to go, bloody hell, boys, we need to get something from this game. Bang, let's go. 3-2, and that was beautiful. Matthew says we need AC to do well for the rest of the season for us to have a chance at playoffs. AC? Who's that? Am I missing something? AC. Here we go. AC. Who's that, Matthew? Matthew Wilson. Who is AC? Is that someone? Is that like a nickname of someone that I definitely should know and I've completely forgotten? I'm trying to think of every player we've got that may be shortened to AC or Aki. I don't know. But whoever it is, we do need, and we need every single one of them. We need every single one of them to be performing. I think shock and excitement. Atkinson. There we go. Atkinson. We need Atkinson to do well for the rest of the season for us to have a chance to playoffs. Yeah. We do. We need Atkinson Stanley to, and we also need Portsmouth to have an absolute slump. We need Charlton to have a slump. We did drop points today. Both Ipswich and Charlton dropped points, so they played each other, which is great. And Doncaster have fallen off a cliff, so I don't know where they've gone, but they won again today, so who knows. And Gillingham, we've beaten them today, so, let's see what happens. I think shock and excitement was the feeling during the final whistle. It was more shock, actually. It was more. I mean, there's excitement now. I'm very, very excited now. I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm going to say that again. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. But you are right. You are right in saying it was shock. I really did not expect us to be put in a situation where we've got ourselves in the playoffs with 2-0 down. Unbelievable scenes. I fell off my chair when that final goal went in. I was off it, mate. I was absolutely. I'll lie. Actually, that long one was. I went mental for the long one, and then the last long one, the winner, the 3-2 winner. I was actually just sitting there thinking, what is going on? Like, I was just sort of in shock. Like you said, I was sort of just sat there like, we've done it. We've had an absolute. What have we done? Portsmouth game in hand is against Atkinson Stanley. Oh right, that's why you said it then. That makes more sense. That does make. I definitely should know that. But we do then. We do. And Atkinson Stanley are in what sort of form? Let's have a look. Last 5 games, lost 2. Only won 1 out of their last 5 games. Atkinson, so not great form. But they beat us at home 2-1. So. Every cloud. Please do give your thoughts in the chat. We've got 9 people in here right now. Also, do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We're on 213 subscribers on the pod. Also, while we've got a lot of people in here right now as well, every League One manager ranked. Okay? Not now. Don't watch it now. We've still got a little bit more to get through. We've got your man of the match to go through. I think I know who it is, but we're going to go through position because we've got people in here right now. I do want to go through players and talk about it individually, but please make sure you check out every League One club's manager ranked. Do make sure you do that because that's an episode of the podcast I did the other day. It's on 70 views at the moment. Let's try and get that up. Let's get everyone watching that. Every League One manager ranked. Make sure you check that episode of the podcast out as well. And my England stuff as well. Please do make sure you do that because please do because it's a decent video, decent podcast episode in my opinion, of course. Charlton. Hang about. Charlie says, nice to see Swindon in a good place. Ian Young says, Swindon are, Swindon, I don't want to get demonetised, mate. So, Swindon are in the mud. I think that's the translated version. Not that I'm making any money from a podcast at the moment, but I don't really want to get it restricted to people on people's recommended pages, so I'm not going to say that. Because I want my podcast to get seen by people. If I say that, it won't get recommended. So yeah. But I 100% agree with you, Ian. I just cannot say it. Ian says, to be honest though, Swindon's form. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the form. It's looking pretty stinky. 5 wins, 5 losses in the last 5 games. Absolutely horrific. Welcome to Swindon Town. Welcome to the county ground at Swindon with 37 points. They need 44. It's not looking good. Please do give your man of the matches in the chat right now. Please do give your thoughts in the chat. Charlie says Swindon could be relegated on Tuesday if they lose. Hopefully they do. Hang about. Interesting question. Do we want Swindon to lose? You know, do we want Swindon to get relegated? Because it's going to sound crazy, right? But if we don't get promoted, I want Swindon in the league, so we get to go to a Oxford United Swindon game. I do, right? I do. I really, really do. I don't know if that's is that mathematically true? I haven't heard that. It might be. I mean, it's not look. Yeah, well, it is. Yeah, it is, because I'm not being funny. They need 7 points. Yeah, that is. It has to be Sam Long. Would be rude not to. No, 100% in. It has to be Sam Long. It has to be. If anyone else, I mean, he did have a great game anyway. There were some good performances though, and we will go through it. Hang about. Let's change our our screen. Look at this. We don't mess about. Here we go. So this is now the lineup screen. No derby day tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, if they get relegated and we don't get promoted, then we're not going to have a derby day. We're not going to have another derby day. You know, and so yeah, hopefully you can change. There's a chain of screen now. We should be back with the lineup, right? And now we've got the lineup to be seen. However, though, I do want someone to get relegated, obviously. Charlie says, but Wickham next season. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they'll come down there looking like pretty likely. And let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've still got some games to play. Matthew says, Elliot Lee comes on top against the Lee brother war. Just. And I actually was quite impressed. Yeah, he did. And that's another interesting talking point as well. Just about he did. And I'd say as well, his brother, I think I don't know his first name. They kept saying it, but they've said it so much now, it's falling out of my brain because I've just got mind washed until it keeps saying it. It was his brother, and their dad, was watching in Carl Robinson's box as well. So can you imagine that? What a thriller he got to watch. Matthew Wilson says, thought Brannigan had another solid game. He did. He really, really did. Right, let's go for it. Last one then before we go through the lineup and do our player ratings. Every single one of you, stay in it right now. Do not leave anywhere, okay? Do not leave it. Do not leave and leave this. Every single one of you, stay in here right now. We're going to be doing player ratings. Something we haven't done in a while. Matthew Bell says, can we also talk about how good Carl Robinson's subs were today? They were very, very good. They were. You people, Ollie Lee, there we go. Everyone's flying in with thoughts, and I love it. They were very, very good. I thought Winnell coming on was a bit of a strange one, because I kept saying as well, it's literally like, right, this is a whole other thing. We've already spoken about it, but I'll say it again. The thing with Sam Winnell, and the thing that just baffles me about this bloke, right, is we bring him on in situations where we're not doing what he thrives off of. And that just baffled me. I know today he didn't even score at it. He scored a fantastic shot, and that's what you bring him in for. He's got a really good strike on him. But a lot of the time, they are headers. He does need headers and close range headers, or I don't know. We've only seen close range headers, to be honest with you. But he needs the ball into the box, is what I'm trying to say. He needs that ball into the box. And when you're bringing him on against 6'5" defenders, massive, massive defenders who are absolute beasts of men, to clearing this ball out. Why are we bringing on Sam Winnell? And now I look stupid for saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway because I would have said it if he hadn't scored and if we'd lost the game, whatever. I would have said it, but it does baffle me a little bit how we bring on a player that just doesn't actually do what we're doing. He only affects the game if we're doing one thing. And I know today what he did today actually contradicted completely what I'm trying to say, but. Please, there we go. Bear with me. Anyway, and so that's what I point. But a really good strike from Sam Winnell today. Really, really good from him. I love Sam Winnell now. I did not like him. I just thought it was frustrating because he was injured and he's just, silly fouls. And he was just a really quite frustrating player to have because I know what he can do. And that's the most annoying thing because we've heard a lot of things. He's got good goals from Sheffield Wednesday and all that sort of thing. And it's really, really annoying. But then, he's doing really well now. So, at the end of the day, you have to just, call a spade a spade. He's doing really well now, so fair enough to him, and that's what I want to see. I never want to see an Oxford United player fail, obviously, because if they win, if they're being successful, if they're scoring goals, if they're being part of a successful team and they're helping us out, I don't care. I want the best for Oxford United. I really couldn't care less. If I like them, if I don't like him, I'm sure he's a lovely bloke. I'm just saying, obviously, let's try and bringing a player on like that against in these situations can be so frustrating when you're not doing that sort of thing. But luckily today he had his shooting boots on and he scored a beautiful goal. Fair enough to him. I have to take my hat off to that. I don't have a hat, but if I did have a hat, I'd be taking it off. Ian Young says, off topic, rank these three managers when they were at Oxford: Appleton, Wilder, Robinson. Well, I mean, that's a great question. And every single one of you, also, in the chat as well, we will get to player ratings, but you people just keep coming in with thoughts. And I haven't got to go anywhere today. Normally I have to go, and I can't really stay for much longer than like half an hour. But we ain't got no time limit tonight, boys. And girls, we've got any girls watching? I haven't got a time limit. We've got unlimited time. All right, so we can talk through these things. We can have a great chat. We can have a great podcast episode interacting with you people. So keep coming your thoughts in, and we will be doing the player ratings. But we've got this question to ask now. Ranking managers. Also, like I said there, I don't know how I said it. I just said words. I don't actually remember what I said. It happens often. Please do, if you answer Ian's question as well in the chat, because I'm going to do it, and I'm going to go with. Out of those three, off of success and what they've brought to Oxford United, I mean, Wilder got us back into the Football League. So, fantastic manager, got us back into where we need to get to and where we are now. And then Appleton took us to the next level. I'd have to go with of success and what they've brought to Oxford United. Robinson's probably third. Then it's difficult because Wilder got us back into League Two. And then Appleton took us out of League Two. So I'd go, but I think the most important thing the football club was to get us back into League Two. So I think it's very, very close between them. I think Carl Robinson's definitely third. If he gets us out of League One, then I mean they've all done successful things. They've all got us out of a league, and I think the most difficult thing is definitely to get out of League Two, out of League One to the Championship. So then Robinson definitely's got a chance. So I'm going to go with Wilder first, then Appleton. Then Robinson, but Appleton and Wilder is difficult. Matthew says, Carl took a risk playing a diamond with Aggie, Winner and Taylor, but it paid off. It did pay off, mate. It did pay off, and that's interesting. Charlie says Wilder, Robinson, Appleton. Okay, so you've gone similar. As in hopefully, is that in order of Wilder first, and then Robinson, Appleton? I don't know. I don't. I'm guessing it is. I've gone with if we're doing it in the order of first manager to being the most successful and the best manager at the moment of Oxford United to least one, which they're all fantastic. They've all done great jobs. I'm going to go with Wilder because he got us back in the Football League, very, very important. Then Appleton because he got us out and he's got a promotion under his belt. And then Robinson because he hasn't done anything yet, but he's still got more to bring. He's a great manager who has got a lot to learn still. He has got a lot to learn. He's a little bit inexperienced. He has, but it's going to come. Wait, switch Robinson and Wilder. Robinson third. So you're going to go with switch Robinson and Wilder. Robinson third. Okay, right. Okay. There we go. Fantastic. So let's do player ratings. We've got 9 people in the chat right now. Let's do player ratings. We haven't done this in so long because I've had to go somewhere and we haven't had to do it as long, but we've got so much time. Let's do player ratings. Please do leave a like on some of the podcast and subscribe. Oxford United have come back from 2-0 down. I'll say it again. From 2-0 down to beat the boys, to beat the Gillingham boys by 3-2. So there you go. Just in case you haven't heard it, I'll say it again. Right, let's do player ratings then. Every single one of you get involved. 10 being fantastic. 10 being the creme de la creme, okay? 10 being the best you will get. Not 1 being awful. I mean, we could go 0, but I think that's going to trouble us today. But, 0 in the grand scheme of things, horrific. Might as well not be there. We're playing with 10 men. 1, of course, horrific. Like I said there, 10 being the good stuff. So, let's see what we've got. Let's see your thoughts. Here we go. Jack Stevens. Interesting from Jack Stevens today. Really, really interesting. I'm going to go with Jack Stevens getting, and I'm going to give mine, and then you give yours. That's how it works. We could do it the other way around. I don't know. But Jack Stevens, out of 10, what are we going with? Because there is a bit of a delay with the chat and what I say. So obviously they will come a little bit later. So I'll do my player ratings, and then I'll give my thoughts on each player's performance out of 10 as well, and give reason why, and then by the time I finish mine, hopefully you people give your thoughts. Every single one of you, please do get involved. Stevens, I'm going to go with a solid 7. 7 for me. I know we conceded 2 goals, but I don't think they were any of his fault for those first 2 goals, and the 2 goals that Gillingham scored. And also, that was a great save. Sam Long with an absolute hospital pass. 4.5. We are not in the same page, Matthew, but opinions are opinions. 4.5. Interesting. 4.5. A bit harsh, but fair enough. Fair enough. I don't think it was his best game. 100%. I don't think it was his best game. Jack Stevens, out of 10. I'm giving him a 6. You've made me think twice about it. 6 or 7 then, to be honest. Probably 6 or 7. Yeah, probably 6 or 7. Then maybe there. 7 agree, says Charlie. Yeah, I'd probably say 6 or 7 sort of thing. Probably say 6 or 7. We've got a problem with the stream now. Apparently we got a problem with the stream. Apparently we are lagging. Which is not very good. It's annoying. Why are we lagging? Are we okay now? Are we trying to get back to where we want to be? We can shut the stream if we want. Are we okay? Are we alive? Are we breathing? We are a little bit on the ropes. Are we okay now, or are we still lagging? We were lagging there for a second. Can someone say in the chat right now? Are we okay? Are we alive? Are we okay? It says we've stopped. We are okay back now, but apparently we were in the mud for a second there. But I think we should be back okay. Let me check. You people have given your thoughts. I will do it. It was lagging, but all okay now. Right. Brilliant. That's what I like to see. Hopefully it stays like that. Hopefully it does. Yeah, there was a problem there, but apparently we're back. Brilliant. Right. 7 says Charlie. 100%. I think that's brilliant. I agree. I've gone with 6 or 7. Paul Grove says 7. Made a couple of good saves. Really important saves from that back pass. Oh, yeah, I forgot about his key save. I'd bump it up to a 6. 6 or 7 for me. Yeah, Matthew, you changed your mind. Love to see it. Charlie says it was like it was okay now. Right, should be all okay now. It's saying we're fine again. But there we go. Bit of a scare, but nothing that stops us. Anyway, moving on. Right, let's go quickly to the next player, Sam Long. Obviously, Sam Long. What are we giving him? What's that man being given? Sam Longy boy. What are we giving him? 2 goals. 2 goals for Sam Long. I'm going to go out and say it. He's getting a 9. Now, I know we could go over the top and give it him a 10, but for a 9's fair, I think. I think a 9 is fair because he did put that, if that goal had gone in, that horrible hospital back pass that nearly went in and Jack Stevens made a worldy save to stop it, that could have been 2-0 and then another goal would have been 3 and then the game would have finished and then he could have actually gone from being the hero to actually be hero to 0. It could have been the other way around. It could have been 0. He didn't even know he was going to be a hero. So, it could have stopped him from being the hero. So it was very, very important. I've gone with 9. Charlie has gone with 10. So please, fair enough, Charlie. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna say anything. I think 10 is very well warranted because that man this season has been great, and today he was brilliant. So yeah, hopefully you are agreeing with that, or anything like that. I don't really care whether you agree with me or don't agree with me. I want to hear your thoughts. I'm giving him a 9. Charlie says 10. Opinions are opinions. So. That's what I love to see. It's all about opinions on the podcast. 10, 9, fair enough. We've got a few more. I'm going to wait for a few more. Paul, if you're still in here, I want to hear from you. Matthew as well. Oh, no, I've already done yours. I think Matthew Bell might have gone, but there we go. Every single one of you that's in the chat right now, give your thoughts. Paul's given his. He's given a 9. 10, 9, 9. I think that's fair. I agree with a 9. I definitely do. I think I'd give him a 9. You're giving him a 9. We're agreeing on that. Let's move on. He was brilliant, wasn't he? Every single one of you, if you're just joining now, please do leave a like and subscribe. Oxford United have gone from 2 goals down with 15 minutes to go to win. We're in the playoff places the first time this season. Things you'd love to see. Stay in here, get involved with the player ratings. We're doing it now. We're already on to the centre-backs. But if you've just joined us and you haven't got there, then obviously we can just, we can move on. And you can give yours for the ones that you've missed. We've still got to do, obviously, the other 9 players. 9 players? 9 players. Charlie says, apart from the back pass, he was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I think that's spot on. 100%. That's what we've all agreed with. You're spot on. I agree. Please do leave a like if you're new. Moore's an interesting one. I think he was solid. I thought the whole defence was generally quite solid. So I think he deserves a good rating. But 7. Elliot Moore. What are we getting? 7 for Elliot Moore. I don't know. Could we agree on that? We just could disagree on that. Elliot Moore. I'm going to give him a 6 or a 7. I'm going to go with a 6. Matthew says Long has a 9. Long has a 9. I didn't go. I was from. I was on the bath. I was on the bath. I was the bath. Matthew was the bath. Matthew was transformed into a bath. I didn't go. I was on the bath. I'm guessing you were in the bath, or in the bath. There we go. Here we go. But you've given Long a 9, fair enough. I've gone with Elliot Moore getting a 6 or a 7. I can't, I think it's, I don't want to be, yeah. Charlie says 6.5. Yeah, it's a 6 or a 7 for me. He didn't have an unbelievable game, but he certainly didn't have a bad one. I don't know. 6.5. If we're gonna do percentages, if we're gonna do decimals, I think 6.5. But that's hard to do, to be honest with you. I'll tell you what the people on SofaScore have said. They've given him a 7.2. So 7.2 is interesting. I'll give him a 6.5 or 7 sort of thing. Matthew says I think a 7 as he did well with Gillingham's long balls and throws. Paul Grove says 6.5 wasn't the best game, but still all right. Yeah, I think so. I think that's fair. I do. I think that's pretty fair. To be fair, pretty fair to be fair. I think that is fair. 6.5, 7. I think that's that's sort of that's something to work with. Next up then, Rob Atkinson. Rob Atkinson, what are we giving him? I think he was good today. I thought Rob Atkinson, he's been very, very good. He scored a really, really important header against Shrewsbury. I thought it was very, very good today. I'd give Rob Atkinson out of 10. 10 being worldy, 0 being might as well not be there. I'm giving Rob Atkinson a 7. 7 for me for Rob Atkinson. I was impressed with him. Oh, I do like Rob Atkinson. I think he's a really, really good footballer. I think he's another player that we've got to be careful. We may lose. We may lose Rob Atkinson, to be honest with you. To another championship club. He reminds me a little bit of Dickey. He's got that sort of Dickey thing about him, you know what I mean? That sort of quality centre-back, very, quality... He's a quality centre-back, basically. Charlie says 7 again. Matthew Wilson says 7.5. Fair enough. I'm going to go with 7. Matthew's gone a little bit higher. Waiting for other people to give your thoughts as per usual. Yeah, I'd say so. By the way, interesting statistic, and something that I've just interestingly thought while everyone else gives their thoughts on the score of Rob Atkinson today. The average age of our squad was 26 years old, 26.3 actually, but I don't think you can get a third of an age. But 26.3 average age, and an average rating across everyone of a 7.04. Very interesting. Please do give your thoughts on Rob Atkinson's performance. 7 a bit. Oh, everyone's going in. 7. Dickey's goal today. Did he score today? Did Dickey score today for QPR? I didn't see it, mate. I haven't seen it. But if he did, then, he does. Rob Atkinson, talking to Dickey, Rob Atkinson does definitely remind me of Rob Dickey. He is that sort of player. Really, really strong, ball playing, centre-half. I love that about him. But yeah, you've given your thoughts. That's what I like to see. Love the player ratings. Next up, then, we have got Josh Ruffles. Another English boy. Another English lad. Not English. I meant Oxford United boy, Oxford United lad. I think every single person in our starting 11 was English today, weren't they? Because Alex Gorham wasn't playing. Anthony Ford is Irish, isn't he? So yeah. Other than that, though, I think we did have every English player, but that wasn't what I was trying to say anyway. We're talking about another homegrown Oxford United lad, Josh Ruffles. What are we giving Josh Ruffles today? We're giving him. To be fair, I think I'd probably give him a 7. 6.5 as well. I think the back line deserves probably across the board, probably other than Sam Long, he had an absolute worldie. I'd probably have to give a 6.5 sort of thing. I'll probably give him a 7, 6.5. What are we thinking? 8, got the assist. Well, there we go. Yeah, 7.5 I'd say. 7 sort of thing. I don't know. 11 people in the chat right now. Please do give your thoughts. We're doing our live player ratings chosen by the fans on this live episode of the podcast. I can see the people creeping up with their thoughts. I want to be hearing from you. It's 8:30. It's a very late stream than usual, or a later stream than usual. Every single one of you, whether you watch the game, whatever, ask some questions if you didn't, if you didn't watch the game live or whatever like that, if you didn't listen to it, you didn't watch it, ask questions. Myself in the chat will help you answer them. Right now, we're doing our player ratings chosen by the fans of Oxford United in this incredible comeback victory. 7 as well. Didn't think he did much. 7, he got an assist, Charlie, but other than that, I agree with you. I don't think he was that, I don't think he was, extraordinary, but, I understand what you mean. I think a 7's fair. 7 again, 7 again, 7, 7, 7. 7's across the board. I think we can average a 7. Next up then, James Henry for me. He's getting a 6. I think he's getting a 6 for me. James Henry wasn't his best game at all. Definitely above that. I mean, he's quite lucky not to get 5, to be honest. Did he get an assist? He might have got an assist. Did he? I don't know. If he did, then maybe a 7, but I'm giving him a 6, to be honest with you. I'm gonna give James Henry a 6. Wasn't his best game. It wasn't his best game. I can check if he's got an assist. I don't know if he did though. Cameron Brannigan got that one. Ruffles got that one. Lee got that one. So no, he didn't get an assist. I'd probably have to give it. I'd probably give him a 6. To be fair, what goal did he assist? He assisted the second Sam Long goal, the cross to the header. But I'd give him a 6. Everyone else, give your thoughts on that Josh Ruffels, James Henry performance. I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I don't think he was awful, but it definitely wasn't his best game. Definitely wasn't the sort of the prime, the prime, James Henry, that's who we're talking about. The prime James Henry that we've seen in recent weeks, the one that's been thriving with confidence. It wasn't great from him today, but generally he was okay. I'll give him a 6, but I'm waiting for everyone else to give their thoughts on his performance. Charlie's already gone with a 6, but 6 out of 10. I think that's fair. I think we're fair at that. But Matthew says 5.5 or 6. 100%. I think we probably have to go with that. I think 5 or 6. I think 5 might be a little bit harsh, but I understand why you put 5.5. 6 is probably fair. It wasn't awful, but some sloppy mistakes. Some sloppy dispossession, displaced passes, and did lose possession a few times as well, which is not ideal. 6 says Paul wasn't amazing today. I think we'd all agree with that. 6 out of 10 for me for my man James Henry. Next up then, Cameron Brannigan, back in that sort of deeper role in midfield. I'm going to give him a 6 as well, to be honest with you. I love Cameron Brannigan. I really, really do. But I don't think he was, I don't think he had an unbelievable game today. I don't think he had an incredible game today. I think, I think Cameron Brannigan, a 6 out of 10 for him. I like Cameron Brannigan. I think in that deeper role, like Carlton keeps saying, I think he's very, very good. I really love seeing him in that role and doing well. But for me today, I don't think he was at his best. We've seen what he's good at in that deeper role, sort of playing those short passes. Definitely doing a good job there. But for me, I think 6 is probably fair. I think 6 is probably where we're at for Cameron Brannigan. But please do give your thoughts on that. It's Cameron Brannigan. If you just joined us, we've done our player ratings, and please do leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the podcast. Get your thoughts in here now and get your thoughts in. But Cameron Brannigan, I'd probably give him a 6. I think 6 is probably fair for that man, Cameron Brannigan. Next up then, please do give your thoughts on Cameron Brannigan. We're probably going to wrap it up. We're going to try and get it done by the hour mark. So but please subscribe if you're new. Let's try and get it up. 6.5 says Paul Groves. Interesting stuff from you. I probably have to agree. 6.5. 7 says Is that 7? Says Matthew. Matthew says 7. Yeah, he did. 7. It's 7. 6 sort of 7 sort of thing. Wasn't great. Certainly wasn't awful though. I think that's probably fair. I'd give him a 6 for Cameron Brannigan. I thought it was okay. Anthony Ford then. What are we giving Anthony Ford? We're nearly done. We won't do the subs because, they didn't. We'll do Sam Winner. I thought Sam Winner was very, very good. But we'll do the subs. Sam Winner was a 7 for me. We'll get that out of the way. Alex Goring can't really do anything with him. He came on. Hansen came on again. Don't know anything about that. Didn't literally have to defend the corner. And Dan Adji as well. 6.7. So, he was good. He drove that defence pretty well. He did cause some problems with his pace and strength, but I can't really rank too much on him. Anthony Ford, I'm going to give him a 7. I think he is a 7. I think he was good. For Anthony Ford was really, really good today. 6 or 7 for me there. Probably swaying towards that 6.5, if I'm being honest. But no, really good performance from Anthony Ford. Generally came into that team from that injured Sykes and did a really, really good job, I thought. When you come in in a winning team, when Mark Sykes has been a very, very good part of that winning side, it's a difficult place to come into, and I think Anthony Ford did a great job in doing that. At front three as well, Mide Shadipo, Matty Taylor, Elliot Lee worked very well today as well. Mide Shadipo, I'd probably give him a 6. He wasn't great. To be fair, that front three did okay, but Mide Shadipo probably gets 6. He wasn't fantastic today, to be honest with you. Matty Taylor as well, I'd probably give him a 6.5 sort of thing. Got booked for time wasting that final, in the last minute or so. But generally wasn't unbelievable from him. And Eddie was a 7. So they're my thoughts. If you have got any more thoughts, any more player ratings you want to do for the rest of the team, please do give them the chat, and I'll be reading them out. If you want to give them reason why as well. If not, just give a number. But generally impressed by Oxford United today, and I think that's the most important thing. We've got a really, really important win under our belt. We've got a really incredible comeback. It's going to definitely give us confidence. It continues momentum. If we'd lost today, go into the final games against Wimbledon, Plymouth, and the other 2 games, Burton and Shrewsbury again, and those last 3 games are going to be very, very difficult with that momentum, and we've now got that, which is fantastic. And it reminds me of that Shrewsbury game 3-2 last season that was so good, so important. That was fantastic, and every single one of you that's been involved in the chat today. It was a bit of a later one, obviously, because of the later kickoff, but it's been great. Everyone's got involved. We've had a great time. We've got, it's been quite a long one as well, nearly an hour-long podcast episode, but definitely one that needed to be done because it was a great episode, I've had a great time and a great result to go with it as well. A great podcast to go with a great performance and a great win. Oxford United, for the first time this season, are in 6th place. We're in the playoffs for the final time. Let's switch the scene so we can all see it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, bang. For the first time this season, we are in 6th spot. There we are. Loving it as well. Look at it. We're loving that. 3 wins on the bounce. We're in there, I guess, by goal difference. But at the end of the day, we're doing great stuff. Matthew Wilson says, I thought Shadipo was really poor today. 5.5. If it wasn't for Barker back fit, I'd probably start Adji. I did say that, actually, before the game started. I wouldn't have minded seeing Adji start. Because, obviously, we do know that sometimes... Shadipo can be in and out of games. We know what Dan Adji can do with that raw pace and strength that he offers as well. The absolute beast of Dan Adji. We know what he can offer, and I think it would have been interesting to see what he started with. And Shadipo's, a little bit inconsistent, as people have already said. And again, another frustrating player as well. But really, really, really happy with that performance. Really, really happy with the win. Every single one of you that's got involved, please do leave a like and subscribe. And I thank you all as well. Let's stay there. Come on, you yellows, says Matthew. Thank you for your interaction, Matthew. Thank you to everybody that's got involved. Paul Gross says Shadipo and Taylor both 5.5 for me. Yeah, to be fair, I don't think Taylor was great. I'd probably give him a 6, but yeah, Shadipo probably a 5, I'd say. 5 or probably a 5 for Shadipo. Taylor probably a 6 or so. Matthew says Adji deserves a start. I think he did. I think Adji did deserve a start, mate, and I think that's the play we are. I know Carl Robinson likes Shadipo. I know Carl Robinson likes to play Shadipo with his pace, but it doesn't really get to use it as much because he sort of runs out wide, so far wide that it doesn't really affect the game as much. And then he sort of runs into players, which again isn't very, very helpful. But at times, we've seen him pop up with some important goals, and at the end of the day, he's been a good servant on loan. But yeah, I don't know how far he'll go for Oxford United if he stays. I don't know. But generally, yeah, interesting stuff from me at Shadipo. But I definitely would have started Adji. And if Barker isn't fit on Tuesday, I'd go with Dan Adji to start. But I doubt he will. He'll go with Shadipo. Up the Yellows, big game on Tuesday. 100%. Matthew, I think spot on. All thoughts and all thoughts now should go to Tuesday, but we've got time to celebrate. We've got time to be happy, be excited about a fantastic result for Oxford United today. I'm buzzing about it. You've been in the chat buzzing about it as well. I've been Jack. This has been the Young Fan Podcast on this crazy game at 5:30 on a Saturday. Oxford United finish 3-2. The ultimate comeback. Oxford United back in the playoffs for the first time since we got knocked out of the playoff final by Wycombe last season. Let's not bring the negativity. Let's bring positive vibes only, people. Welcome back to the playoffs. Welcome back to the top 6. So let's see you all later. I'll see you hopefully on Tuesday. If not, definitely Saturday. But yeah, let's have a look and see where we are come then. My name's been Jack. I don't know what I'm doing. My name is Jack. I have been Jack. This has been the Young Fan Podcast. Thank you everybody that's got involved. Please leave a like and subscribe as well. And I'll see you in a bit. See you later, people.